Hello. My name is Patty, and I am here to tell you about what was the Umayyad Caliphate. The Umayyad Caliphate, Arabic translation Banu Umayyah. Sons of Umayyah, circa 661 to 750 /41 R, was the second of the four major Arab caliphates established after the death of Muhammad. It was ruled by the Umayyad dynasty, whose name derives from Umayyad ibn Abi Shams, the great-grandfather of the first Umayyad caliph. Although the Umayyad family originally came from the city of Mecca, their capital was Damascus. At its greatest extent, it covered more than 5 million square miles, 13 million kilometers squared, making it one of the largest empires the world had yet seen, and the seventh largest contiguous empire ever to exist. After the Umayyads were overthrown by the Abbasid Caliphate, they fled across North Africa to Spain, Al-Andalus, where they established the Caliphate of Cordoba, which lasted until 1031. According to tradition, the Umayyad family, also known as the Banu Abi Shams, and Muhammad both descended from a common ancestor, Abd Manaf ibn Qusay, and they are originally from the city of Mecca. Muhammad descended from Abd Manaf via his son Hashim, while the Umayyads descended from Abd Manaf via a different son, Abd Shams, whose son was Umayyah. The two families are therefore considered to be different clans, those of Hashim and of Umayyah, respectively, of the same tribe, that of the Quraysh. However, Muslim Shia historians point out that Umayyah was an adopted son of Abd Shams, so he was not a blood relative of Abd Manaf ibn Qusay. Umayyah was later discarded from the noble family. While the Umayyads and the Hashemites may have had bitterness between the two clans before Muhammad, the rivalry turned into a severe case of tribal animosity after the Battle of Badr. The battle saw three top leaders of the Umayyad clan, Utbah ibn Rabi'a, Walid ibn Utbah and Shaybah, killed by Hashemites, Ali, Hamza ibn Abd al-Muttalib and Ubaydah ibn al-Harith, in a 3-on-3 melee. This fueled the opposition of Abu Sufyan ibn Harb, the grandson of Umayyah, to Muhammad and to Islam. Abu Sufyan sought to exterminate the adherents of the new religion by waging another battle with Muslims based in Medina only a year after the Battle of Badr. He did this to avenge the defeat at Badr. The Battle of Uhud is generally believed by scholars to be the first defeat for the Muslims, as they had incurred greater losses than the Meccans. After the battle, Abu Sufyan's wife Hind, who was also the daughter of Utbah ibn Rabi'a, is reported to have cut open the corpse of Hamza, taking out his liver, which he then attempted to eat. Within 5 years after his defeat in the Battle of Uhud, however, Muhammad took control of Mecca and announced a general amnesty for all. Abu Sufyan and his wife Hind embraced Islam on the eve of the conquest of Mecca, as did their son, the future Caliph Muawiya. The conquest of Mecca, while overwhelming for the Umayyads for the time being, further fueled their hatred towards the Hashemites. This would later result in battles between Muawiya and Ali, and then killing of Husayn ibn Ali along with his family and a few friends on the orders of Yazid ibn Muawiya at the Battle of Karbala.
Most historians consider Caliph Muawiya 661 AD to have been the second ruler of the Umayyad dynasty, even though they was the first to assert the Umayyads' right to rule on a dynastic principle. It was really the Caliphate of Menadef 644-656, a member of Umayyad clan himself, that witnessed the revival and then the ascendancy of the Umayyad clan to the corridors of power. Uthman, during his reign, placed some of the trusted members of his clan at prominent and strong position throughout the state.
Most notable was the appointment of Marwan ibn al-Hakam, Uthman's first cousin, as his top advisor, which created a stir amongst the Hashemite companions of Muhammad, as Marwan along with his father al-Hakam ibn Abi al-As had been permanently exiled from Medina by Muhammad during his lifetime. Uthman also appointed Walid ibn Uqba, Uthman's half-brother, as the governor of Kufa, who was accused, by Hashemites, of leading prayer while under the influence of alcohol. Uthman also consolidated Muawiyah's governorship of Syria by granting him control over a larger area and appointed his foster brother Abdullah ibn Sa'd as the governor of Egypt. However, since Uthman never named an heir, he cannot be considered the founder of a dynasty after the assassination of Uthman in 656. Ali, a member of the Hashemite clan and a cousin of Muhammad, was elected as the caliph.
He soon met with resistance from several factions, owing to his relative political inexperience. Fearing a danger to his life, Ali moved his capital from Medina to Kufa. The resulting conflict, which lasted from 656 until 661, is known as the First Fitna, Civil War.
Ali was first opposed by an alliance led by Aisha, the wife of Muhammad, and Talha and al-Zubair, two of the companions of Muhammad. The two sides clashed at the Battle of the Camel in 656, where Ali won a decisive victory. Following this battle, Ali fought a battle against Muawiyah, known as the Battle of Siffin for reasons that remain obscure. The battle was stopped before either side had achieved victory, and the two parties agreed to arbitrate their dispute. Both the terms and the result of the arbitration, however, are subjects of contradictory and sometimes confused reports. Following the battle, a large group of Ali's soldiers, who resented his decision to submit the dispute to arbitration, broke away from Ali's force, rallying under the slogan, "Arbitration belongs to God alone." This group came to be known as the Kharijites, those who leave. In 659 Ali's forces and the Kharijites met in the Battle of Nahar, and although Ali won the battle, the constant conflict had begun to affect his standing, and in the following years some Syrians seem to have acclaimed Muawiyah as a rival caliph. Ali was assassinated in 661, apparently by a Karaite partisan. Muawiyah marched to Kufa, where he persuaded a number of Ali's supporters to acclaim him as caliph instead of Ali's son, Hussein. Following his elevation, Muawiyah moved the capital of the Caliphate to Damascus. Syria would remain the base of Umayyad power until the end of the dynasty in 750 AD. However, this dynasty became reborn in Córdoba, Al-Andalus, today's Portugal and Spain, in the form of an emirate and then a caliphate, lasting until 1031 AD. Muslim rule continued in Iberia for another 500 years in several forms: Taifas, Berber kingdoms, and under the Kingdom of Granada until the 16th century AD. In the year 712, Muhammad bin Qasim, an Umayyad general, sailed from the Khalij into Sindh in India and conquered both the Sindh and the Punjab regions along the Indus River. The conquest of Sindh and Punjab, in modern-day Pakistan, although costly, were major gains for the Umayyad Caliphate. However, further gains were halted by Hindu kingdoms in North India in the Battle of Rajasthan. The Umayyad Caliphate was marked both by territorial expansion and by the administrative and cultural problems that such expansion created. Despite some notable exceptions, the Umayyads tended to favor the rights of the old Arab families, and in particular their own, over those of newly converted Muslims, Mawali. Therefore they held to a less universalist conception of Islam than did many of their rivals as Gr. Porting has written, Islam was in fact regarded as the property of the conquering aristocracy. According to one common view, the Umayyads transformed the Caliphate from a religious institution, during the Rashidun, to a dynastic one.